This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. All right, so Diddy trial continued today. Very boring. Very boring. Inner City Press was on the scene. Let's get right into what he was talking about. This is just like they're wrapping things up, and they're going to do closing arguments. Will be interesting.
All right, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press. It's not midday. It's nearly the end of day 29 of the U.S. versus Sean Combs case. It's laid out what will be their arguments at close. But then the Rule 29 motion by Combs' lawyer, Alexander Shapiro. I've said before, I'm a fan. She's representing Sam Bankman-Fried. In any case, they pretty much laid out what will be their arguments at closing, attacking every count. And again, I've seen a lot of people say it's, they turned away. Even some people thought it's uninteresting. I think it actually is. This is the beginning of the end here. Her take on it, and I have
it's interesting and uninteresting at the same time.
Few notes here. At least one of the statutes of she's saying is unconstitutional. This is not going to cut ice either with, I believe, Judge Subramanian or with the jury. But it'll be raised on appeal. This has to do with intimidation and force, but she made arguments about forced labor, saying that this statute was basically violence in the house. That incident with the broken doors that are still broken. She also said that the escort in that case there was no showing that they came from out of state. These are the kind of like little landmines that are dropped that come up on appeal. The thing is that unless that's the only thing he were to be convicted on, even getting that one knocked off later. It sure be interesting.
I don't know. Let's go through the day real quick. So this is June 24th. Okay, so wait a minute. Let's see what else they got here. So let me get here. I really think Diddy should have taken the stand. To be honest with you, I think that was a huge mistake, but. Because then you could, explain some things. So, let's see. Combs, start the day. Combs, as we submitted overnight, we think it's irrelevant. Cassie's text or sext to Combs, in which she wanted to do. These were acts with Mr. Combs in his office, and they are simply not relevant. Objection was sustained. Mr. Combs is inquiring into Ms. Ventura's what was going to do, and she replied, "Be your little freak." Ms. Ventura is asking Mr. Combs for explicit photo of himself, so it is about her boyfriend. Here, they overrule the objection. Okay, so they say Mr. Combs drugged people into making them do freak offs, but he cancels the freak off because she's feeling sick. Then the government says, there's no evidence the freak-off was canceled. She wanted to have sex with her boyfriend. Let's hold off, the judge says, okay? So anyways, they bring in the jury, and then they break. Bring in the jury. Can I have a restroom break? Break. Then they're back. Okay. Your Honor, our arguments took long that the jurors' devices turned themselves off. They are high-tech. All rise. Okay, so... let's see, they pull up some stuff, turn off their attorney screens. We're going to watch some videos playing until 2 minutes and 20 seconds. What does it say here? The agent is back on there, HSI agent, and he's saying, she writes, that was so sexy. Then she writes, I'm wet thinking about it. Heart emojis. Now Paul is in the chat, but your chart isn't listing Cabral's messages with Jane. 2021, she reaches out to Cabral to say Happy New Year, writes, let me know if you want to come tonight. What does Gabriel say? He says, I'm cooking for my family, but tomorrow for sure. Not in your chart? No. See, they're not keeping certain things in where it would suggest that Cassie and Jane organized a lot of these freak-offs, right? Then agent writes, Adderall is the greatest. Combs says she writes him with a drool face, like she wants some of the Adderall, right? So she wasn't forced drugs. Then Paul comes over. Jane says, my place free tonight. Then she writes, I got on my knees and thanked G-O-D for the health of my child and for your friendship. Right. I'll correct you. It's Van Nuys. Combs' lawyer says, and he laughs. Okay. So then agent says, I don't memorize exhibit numbers. Tell me what this is. He says, let's show it. This is a message between Mr. Paul and Mr. Combs, who says staff is leaving. This is the first mention of Anton, right? He says, yes. He shows up. They see a bracelet he's wearing. Jane writes, can you come down to Turk's? What does he say? He says, yes, love. I have a passport, but no vaccination. She says, can you get in ATL, Cabral's base, a few days later? She asks about Miami. Jane writes, tonight was fun. What does he say? He says, had a great time with you, baby. So basically, they're trying to just say that, like, hey, these girls were complicit in a lot of this stuff. I'm going to skim through some other stuff. Okay, so as Combs writes, I can't even look at it with, it drives me crazy, Jane writes. See, the Combs' lawyers are just trying to read everything from the girls, acting like they were into this. They wanted it. Jane writes, Daddy want to see Mommy be bad tonight, right? Slide that D in me at the restaurant. No water emojis, yes? Right. She writes, I'm going to blow your mind tonight. I can't wait to lick those nipples. Whoa. Let's see. Christina Coram asked Jonathan Perez, how does he look? You could put him in front of someone, but he looks like he just took a full bar, so I think he's going to be asleep soon. Now we can turn off the public screen. So basically they're talking, All right, so they're saying nothing happened that night, basically. Let's see, then. Do you see a message from Jane? I have the best memories of you. About 1409, but bring up 1408. Do you see the transfer of 22 grand? The agent says yes. In 1409, it was Jane. Fuentes Transportation. Do you see that it has $151.99? Jane's true name, also Cabral Williams. It's hard for me to see the lines. Can you move the cursor up? $324.50 and $700.25. Let's go to page 96. Sean Combs' personal bank account records. Total due, $74,000. There's an account transfer to the LLC. Yes. Your Honor, can I have a moment? One more video, and then we're done. The one wasn't working this morning. Turn off their attorney screens. They review some data. They play some videos. Then it says, the government says, in the frame, do you see any messages between Jane and Mr. Combs that were sexual and affectionate nature? He says, no. No further questions. So you rest? No. Jurors take a break. Okay. Jurors leave, and then they start talking about, arguing about the next day. Let's see. They're summarizing basically what they're going to do in closing arguments. I mean, it's nothing. They're talking about certain things should be thrown out, certain things aren't relevant. The judge, obviously, and this is her reactions could have been foreseeable to D-Rock or Mr. Combs. Did not answer Mr. Combs. Calls late. D-Rock didn't bring up any money. I mean, this is like they're trying to get some things thrown out and stuff, and it's not going to happen. Judge, is it your decision to testify? Sean Combs. Yes, it is my decision, solely my decision with my lawyer, not to testify. They reiterate this thing of not testifying. Thank you. We shall take time to allow stipulation. So, Diddy will not testify. Stupid. Stupid, man. I just bought baby oil from the store. Okay, so they came back and they talked more about. They're entering evidence, basically, that, like, Cassie bought the baby oil sometimes, all this other stuff. It's like, honestly, Diddy's attorneys didn't really destroy anything as I thought they would, you know? He's paying 10 lawyers. 10 lawyers. Millions of dollars. Anyways. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.